about answers. How can we make automobiles affordable for the common man? How can we reduce production costs? How can we increase efficiency? His mind automatically moved from problem identification to solution creation, and this mental habit transformed not only his own fortune, but the entire world's relationship with transportation. Ford did not dwell on the difficulty of making cheap cars. He focused on the possibility of making cheap cars. He did not complain about the limitations of current manufacturing methods. He created new manufacturing methods that eliminated those limitations. He did not accept the expert opinions that mass-produced automobiles were impossible. He proved through solution-focused thinking that mass-produced automobiles were inevitable. Andrew Carnegie faced the problem of inefficient steel production in America. While others saw this as an insurmountable challenge, Carnegie saw it as a solvable puzzle. He focused his mental energy on finding better methods, more efficient processes, superior technologies. Every obstacle became an opportunity to innovate. Every challenge became a chance to create value. Every problem became a pathway to profit. Carnegie understood that problems exist to create opportunities for solution-minded individuals to build wealth by solving them. The greater the problem, the greater the opportunity for profit through solution creation. The more widespread the problem, the more valuable the solution becomes. The more urgent the problem, the more willing people become to pay for effective solutions. These men did not possess magical powers. They did not have special advantages unavailable to others. They simply trained their minds to automatically seek solutions instead of dwelling on problems. You possess the same mental capacity they possessed. You have access to the same mental training they utilized. You can develop the same solution-focused thinking that created their fortunes. Say this aloud with complete faith. I think like a titan. I focus like a leader. I seek solutions like the successful. There exists a universal law as reliable as gravity, as predictable as sunrise, as certain as mathematics. This is the law of mental focus. Whatever occupies your mind expands in your reality. If you focus on problems, problems multiply in your experience. If you focus on solutions, solutions multiply in your experience. If you focus on obstacles, obstacles grow larger and more numerous. If you focus on opportunities, opportunities increase and become more apparent. This is not positive thinking. This is not wishful fantasy. This is the practical application of mental law. Your mind is like a magnifying glass that enlarges whatever it focuses upon. Place that magnifying glass over problems, and they appear enormous, overwhelming, insurmountable. Place that same magnifying glass over solutions, and they appear clear, achievable, within reach. The magnifying glass itself is neutral. It amplifies whatever you point it toward. Your mind is the same. It amplifies whatever you direct it toward. The weak man uses his mind to magnify his problems until they appear impossible to solve. The strong man uses his mind to magnify his solutions until they appear inevitable to achieve. The choice of what to magnify is always yours. The power to direct your mental magnifying glass is always in your control. The responsibility for what expands in your reality is always your own. You must understand this law. You must respect this law. You must utilize this law for your benefit instead of allowing it to work against you. Every successful person who has ever lived has applied this law consciously or unconsciously. Every failure who has ever existed has violated this law consciously or unconsciously. There is no exception to this principle. There is no escape from this reality. There is no way to avoid the consequences of your mental focus. Focus on lack, and you create more lack. Focus on abundance, and you create more abundance. Focus on failure, and you attract more failure. Focus on success, and you attract more success. Focus on problems, and you multiply problems. Focus on solutions, and you multiply solutions. This law operates whether you believe in it or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you utilize it consciously or unconsciously. It is working in your life right now, creating more of whatever you focus your mental energy upon. If your life is filled with problems, difficulties, obstacles, limitations, it is because you have been unconsciously applying this law to multiply problems through problem-focused thinking. If your life is filled with solutions, opportunities, possibilities, breakthroughs, it is because you have been consciously or unconsciously applying this law to multiply solutions through solution-focused thinking. The law itself is neutral. It simply amplifies whatever receives your mental attention. You must learn to use this law deliberately, consciously, systematically to expand solutions in your reality rather than problems. You must train your mind to automatically focus on what you want to multiply rather than what you want to eliminate. You must develop the habit of directing your mental magnifying glass toward possibilities rather than limitations, toward opportunities rather than obstacles, toward answers rather than questions that serve no productive purpose. Say this aloud with absolute certainty. I focus my mind on solutions. I magnify possibilities. I expand opportunities through my mental power. The solution-focused mind does not ignore problems. It transforms them into opportunities for creative thinking. There is a distinct difference between problem awareness and problem dwelling. Problem awareness recognizes challenges as they exist without emotional attachment or mental fixation. Problem dwelling becomes emotionally invested in problems, mentally obsessed with difficulties, spiritually defeated by obstacles. The solution seeker practices problem awareness but refuses problem dwelling. He acknowledges what needs to be solved, but immediately moves his mental energy toward finding solutions. When a challenge appears, his mind automatically asks not, "Why is this happening to me?" but "How can this be solved?" Not who is to blame for this difficulty, but what opportunity does this difficulty reveal? Not why do problems always find me, but what solution can I create that others will value? This mental redirection happens instantly, automatically, without conscious effort once the habit is established. But establishing this habit requires deliberate practice, conscious repetition, unwavering commitment to solution-focused thinking, even when problems appear overwhelming. You must train your mind like an athlete trains his body, with discipline, with consistency, with relentless determination to improve. Every time you catch your mind dwelling on problems, you must immediately redirect it toward solutions. Every time you notice yourself complaining about difficulties, you must immediately begin creating answers. Every time you feel tempted to discuss what is wrong, you must instead focus on what can be made right. This is not easy. This is not natural. This is not what your mind wants to do automatically. But this is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful, the wealthy from the poor, the solution creators from the problem dwellers. You must be willing to do what is difficult now so that you can live what is easy later. You must be willing to train your mind now so that it serves you powerfully throughout your life. The untrained mind becomes a source of limitation, worry, fear, and failure. The trained mind becomes a source of possibility, confidence, courage, and success. The choice to train your mind for solution-focused thinking is the choice to transform your entire life experience from one of constant struggle against problems to one of constant creation of solutions. When you encounter a financial challenge, instead of asking, "Why don't I have enough money?" you must ask, "How can I create more value that people will pay for?" Instead of complaining, "Why is money always tight?" you must focus on, "What service can I provide that solves problems for others?" Instead of dwelling on, "Why do I always struggle financially?" you must concentrate on, "What skills can I develop that increase my earning capacity?" This mental shift from problem focus to solution focus transforms every challenge from a source of discouragement into a solution source of creative opportunity. Say this aloud with unwavering determination. I acknowledge problems but focus on solutions. I see challenges but create opportunities. I transform every difficulty into a doorway to success. The solution seeker understands that success is a daily practice, not a single event. Every morning when you wake, you face a choice that will determine the quality of that entire day. Will you allow your mind to scan for problems, difficulties, reasons why things cannot improve? Or will you direct your mind to scan for solutions, opportunities, ways to make things better? This choice must be made consciously, deliberately, with full awareness of its power to shape your experience. The successful person begins each day by asking solution-focused questions. What can I improve today? What problems can I solve today? What value can I create today? What opportunities can I develop today? These questions automatically direct the mind toward productive thinking, creative possibilities, constructive action. The unsuccessful person begins each day by focusing on problem-oriented thoughts. What is wrong with my situation? Why do I have so many difficulties? When will things get better? Why do bad things